Yo, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be learning how to set up React Native vector icons within iOS and Android. And by the end of the video we'll have two different icons from two different sets. The first one is from AntDesign and the second one is from Typo icons. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so the first thing we need to do is we need to run the command to install React Native vector icons. Now I'm going to assume that you already have a React Native app made, but if you don't have one, you can go ahead and make one. And so the first thing that we have to do is within our directory we have to do npm install React Native vector icons. Alright, so let's go ahead and cover how to install it for iOS first. The first thing that we need to do is open up the actual React Native vector icons folder within our node modules. So if you go into node modules right here, go ahead and just try to find React Native vector icons. And so once you found it, just go ahead and open up that folder. Cool, so once you've opened up that folder, you're gonna have to scroll down a little bit and find a folder called fonts. And inside of here, let's say you want to get a specific type of icon, you can just go ahead and grab whichever one of these you want. But for the case of this tutorial, we're gonna just go ahead and select every single icon so we can have them all supported for our app. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this entire folder to get all of the icons within my excess code React Native app right here. And within the actual folder, right above the app delegate, I'm going to go ahead and drag it. And since we're actually copying the entire folder over, we need to highlight create groups and just check that add to targets is checked like so, and click finish. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we need to edit a file according to the documentation called info plist, is where we need to configure everything. So within your VS Code or your code editor, go ahead and find a file called info plist. It should be in your iOS folder /native / your project name. You don't want to do the test one, you want to do the actual regular one. And then at the very bottom of the file, right around here, since we're copying every single font over, I will leave this in the description down below so you can go and copy it, or you can grab it straight from the actual documentation and just go ahead and paste it inside of there. Alright, so the next step is optional. If you're doing auto linking, since we're not going to worry about auto linking and we're going to manually put in our React Native icons, what you can do, what you're going to want to do is if you're going to use auto linking, create a file within your root directory of your React Native project and call it react-native.config.js, and just go ahead and copy and paste this code within inside of it. And then once you've copied it and saved it, you're going to want to recompile your project. However, since we're not doing auto linking, we don't need it. But if you are using it, then you can do this to make it work. Alright, so for the Android installation, it's pretty goddamn complicated if I do say so myself. What you're going to want to do is go ahead and open up your Android folder. Inside of there, you have an app folder, and then inside of there you have a file called build-gradle. Go ahead and open up that bad boy. And at the very top of the file, go ahead and apply this right here, this snippet of code. It's going to apply all of the fonts available to you with React Native vector icons. And that's it. That's actually it. That's all you need for the Android installation. So I said it was pretty complicated. That was as complicated as it gets. Now let's say if you wanted to apply specific font names or specific icons, all you have to do is apply this snippet of code right here. What this does is it applies a certain type of icon. It applies only a certain type of icon available to you within the app. So we can only have material icons or evil icons, or I think there's font awesome and all the other ones. But that's pretty much it. So for our case, we just wanted in our case, we wanted every single icon, so that's what we did right here. That's it. Alright, so now let's go and actually learn how to use these. Since we already have every single icon available to us, I've opened up the directory for all the icons. The link to this is in the description down below. It's an amazing website. So we have in Typo, we have Feather, we have AntDesign, we have all these icons available to us. So let's go ahead and try some of them out. So I've opened up a simple component right here. I'm teaching you how to use buttons in native base. Link to that playlist is in the cards up here somewhere. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to import the type of icons we're going to use. So let's import AntDesign icon from React Native vector icons /AntDesign. And then let's do in typo as well. So import in typo icon from React Native vector icon / in typo. And since I've opened up the actual documentation, let's go ahead and let's get a video camera for the first one. And the way that we're actually going to use this is really simple. So let's do a typo icon like so, the self-closing brace. And inside of here, we need to give it a name. And this name is going to be called video camera, so it knows which icon to select from. And then after that, we can do size. Let's do the exact same thing as the documentation says, 30. And we'll do a color of, let's do red. And for ant design, we'll do the exact same thing. So ant design icon, self-closing brace. Let's go ahead and see what kind of icons we have for ant design. Let's go ahead and grab the code square since we are coders. We're amazing coders. Go ahead and paste that bad boy in like a show. And then let's give it the same size of 30. And color, let's go ahead and give it red. Alright, so be sure to do a fresh restart of your app to make sure all the changes apply. If you don't do that, then your icons won't work for either iOS or Android. So I've started up both my iOS and Android emulators. So if we go into the actual component, we can see that we have the proper icons. And that's it. So we learned how to install React Native Vector icons pretty quickly. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one where we're covering how to actually install the Expo icons, which is a competitor to React Native Vector icons. So stay tuned for that video, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Peace.